Hello viewers, welcome to Big Man Business YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the top import and export commodities of Finland. In 2020, the Republic of Finland, a sovereign state in Northern Europe, exported $66.1 billion in commodities around the world. This is a 15.3% increase from 2016 to 2020, but a minus 9.3% decrease from 2019 to 2020. Using a continental perspective, Finland's exports were supplied to fellow European countries for 68.4% of their value, while 15.2% were sold to Asian importers. Another 10.4% of Finland's exports went to North America. Latin America, excluding Mexico, but including the Caribbean, got 2.5%, Africa got 2.2%, and Oceania, led by Australia, received smaller percentages of 1.3%. If you're new to the Big Man Business YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new business expert videos. For more international business news and updates, please visit www.bigmanbusiness.com. Finland's top trading partners. Here is a list of 15 of Finland's most important trading partners in terms of exports. That is, in terms of dollar value, the nations that imported the most Finnish cargo in 2020. The percentage of total Finnish exports for each import nation is also indicated. Germany, $8.8 billion accounts for 13.3% of total exports in Finland. $6.4 billion in Sweden accounts for 9.6%. $5.5 billion in the United States accounts for 8.3%. $4.2 billion in the Netherlands account for 6.4%. $3.4 billion in China accounts for 5.1%. $3.3 billion for Russia account for 5%. $2.3 billion in the United Kingdom account for 3.5%. $2 billion in France account for 3%. Estonia is worth $1.9 billion, which is 2.8%. Belgium is worth $1.8 billion, which is 2.7%. Norway is worth $1.6 billion, which is 2.4%. $1.6 billion for Poland stands at 2.4%. $1.5 billion for Italy stands at 2.3%. $1.1 billion in Japan accounts for 1.6%. Spain has a budget of $970.1 million, which stands at 1.5%. In 2020, the previously mentioned 15 trading partners will account for more than two-thirds or 69.8% of Finnish exports. The United States was the lone top customer to boost purchases from Finland from 2019 to 2020, with a 5.7% increase. Italy went down by minus 41.2%, Spain was down by minus 21.3%, the United Kingdom was down by minus 20.7%, and Belgium were the countries with the largest drops in import purchases from Finland from 2019 to 2020. Down by 20.6%. Finland's top exports. The Republic of Finland, which shares land borders with Sweden to the northwest, Norway to the north, and Russia to the east, sent $66.1 billion worth of goods around the world in 2020. This is a 15.3% increase from 2016 to 2020, but a minus 9.3% decrease from 2019 to 2020. Finland utilizes the euro, which has strengthened by 3.1% against the US dollar since 2016 and grew by 2% from 2019 to 2020, according to the average exchange rate for 2020. In comparison to 2019, the stronger EU currency rendered Finnish exports paid in weaker US dollars comparatively more expensive for international purchasers in 2020. According to the most recent available country-specific data, importers in Germany accounted for 13.3% of the global total, Sweden with 9.6%, the United States with 8.3%, the Netherlands with 6.4%, China with 5.1%, Russia with 5%, the United Kingdom with 3.5%, France with 3%, Estonia with 2.8%, Belgium with 2.7%, Norway with 2.4%, and Poland purchased 64.5% of Finland's exports. On a continental scale, Finland's exports were delivered to fellow European countries for 68.4% of their value, while 15.22% were sold to Asian buyers. Another 10.4% of Finland's exports went to North America. Latin America, excluding Mexico, but including the Caribbean, got 2.5%, Africa got 2.2%, and Oceania, led by Australia, received smaller percentages of 1.3%. Finland's entire $66.1 billion in 2020 exports equates to around $11,900 per person in the northern European country, based on its 5.5 million population. In terms of dollar value, the following export product groups will account for the majority of Finnish global shipments in 2020. The percentage share of each export category in terms of total exports from Finland is also shown. $9.7 billion on machinery, including computers, accounted for 14.7% of total exports. $7.3 billion in paper and paper products at 11.1%. $5.6 billion in electrical machinery and equipment accounts for 8.5%. Automobiles, $5 billion accounts for 7.5%. $4.9 billion in mineral fuels, including oil accounting for 7.5%. $4.1 billion in iron and steel account for 6.2%. $3.3 billion in optical, technical, and medical equipment accounts for 4.9%. $2.9 billion in wood accounts for 4.3%. $2.3 billion in plastics and plastic goods accounts for 3.5%. $2.2 billion in wood pulp accounts for 3.3%. Finland's top 10 exports accounted for nearly 3/4 of the total value of its global shipments, which is 71.5%. Machinery, which includes computers, is the only one of the top 10 export categories that has increased by 1.5% from 2019 to 2020. Mineral fuels, including oil, was down by -24.4%, wood pulp went down by -17.8%, automobiles down by -12%, and finally paper and products derived from paper were the leading decliners among Finland's top 10 export categories, which went down by -10.8%. Refined petroleum oils are Finland's most valued export with 7.9% of export total. Coated paper with 6.3%, vehicles with 4.6%, non-dissolving chemical wood pulp with 3.4%, flat-rolled stainless steel goods with 3.2%, sawnwood with 2.6%, cruise or cargo ships with 2.5%, and electromedical equipment such as X-ray machines came in second and third, respectively with 2%. In 2022, Finland's total exported goods will account for 24.2% of its total GDP, $272.7 billion in purchasing power parity US dollars. In terms of PPP, exports will contribute 24.2% of overall GDP in 2020, down from 27.7% in 2019. Those percentages suggest that, over time, Finland's total economic performance is growing less reliant on products sold on foreign markets. It's worth mentioning that there's a lot of re-exporting in these figures. Another key indicator of a country's economic health is its unemployment rate. Finland's unemployment rate was 8.1% in February 2021, up from 7.3% a year earlier, according to Trading Economics. Finland's capital is Helsinki. Thanks for watching this video. We are open to suggestions. Kindly drop your comments in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the Big Man Business YouTube channel. See you in the next video.